Out of the way! Out of the way! Is there no way of sending these fellows back to their ship, Noscom?
I don't speak Chinese.
Gentleman's had his foot run over by a cart.
Is he English, isn't he?
Scotch.
Let's car, if you will. Look to the new patient in the waiting room, would you?
What about this one?
Go and see to the gentleman's foot. If you feel like it, saw it off.
I'm only trying to do my job.
Here you are, Mrs. Mills.
I'm cured, am I?
Well, you're better than when you first came in. Nothing, I'm afraid, but better.
Thank you, Doctor dear. Oh, you look tired.
So I am, so I am.
Oh, where's that daughter of yours?
Marsham, can you...
Off you go, Dr. Bramwell. We shall cope somehow. Your pal has got some very nasty chest and stomach wounds from the steam hose. Now, listen to me. He is going to stay here. Here, savvy? Now, go back to your ship. And in future, only one visitor a day. Sidney, explain what I've just said to these characters.
All you Chinese lot, op it.
Sit still.
Drunk as a lord.
Oh!
Hey, steady.
I would just like you to know that I can't be in two places at once. Put that man back in his bed now!
Grip yourself, please, Noscom.
Sorry. Whatever you say, Doctor.
It's not having Eleanor. That's it, really, isn't it?
Thank you.
You are all finding the extra work an impossible burden.
Well, it is extra work, but Marsham's very good. Well, you saw last week.
I'm not a doctor, but I have been a patient from time to time. I would say you're rushed off your feet. All of you.
My problem is that I don't want to make any changes while Eleanor's whilst Eleanor's away. I just feel it would be wrong, unhelpful to take full control. And Alice, for obvious reasons, I don't wish to be more involved in the Thrift than I presently am. Well, I do hope they are obvious reasons.
Would you allow me to make a suggestion?
Such a long face walking down the street. What's the matter?
Mother, come down from there. Come on now. This is no way to behave. You know that. Come on. Oh, carefully. Watch yourself. What is this?
I found it.
You didn't find it. This is Mr. Collard's delivery bicycle. Oh, Mother!
I've been out.
Yes, you have been out. When I asked you not to. Didn't I ask you not to? Have you stolen these? I shall find out.
I tidied the room and made everything lovely, which it is, Ethel. You never say your mother doesn't pull her weight. But I couldn't find the piano. We used to have a piano.
Never mind the piano. I've told you. You're not strong enough to go out on your own.
Me? I'm strong as an ox.
I don't want you to go out. You're not...
You wouldn't put me in the madhouse, would you, Ethel?
Mum, please. I am bone tired. Oh, calm down. Stay calm.
Saw you walking home?
Yes, your bicycle, Mr. Collard.
Stan, has the old lady finished with it? Only we could use it over at the shop.
I'll wheel it straight over. I don't know what she was thinking of.
Look, El, it's none of my business.
No, it isn't.
Only I was thinking, you could perhaps do with a bit of help.
We can manage, thank you.
All right. Only the old shop bike is more useful to me than Jim, I'll tell her.
I've said I'll bring it across.
Yeah, well, that'd be nice. That'll be very helpful.
I can't stand this. I know you're trying to help, but I can't take much more.
That collard. He's Welsh.
Of course he isn't Welsh. You're not to take his bicycle again. Do you hear me? I've had enough, Mum.
They work you too hard at that Thrift. We could go to Ramsgate for the day. Yes.
Oh, yes. That'd have been nice.
If you wasn't always buzzing off there a bit.
Never mind the hospital. It isn't about the hospital. You have to promise me. You won't leave the house. It's important. You mustn't leave the house.
Oh, we'll do the shopping.
You're not listening to me.
I'll go out if I want to.
No, you won't.
Well, we can't go on as we are, can we?
Your note said that you had a surefire and immediate solution to the problem.
It said nothing of the kind. Mrs. Costigan has a social acquaintance who has a young daughter by the name of Charlotte Adler. She wishes to train for medicine.
Is Dr. Bramwell returning to duty in the near future?
Miss Adler is, by all accounts, both energetic and resourceful. I see no reason why we should not engage her on a strictly temporary basis to help out.
Oh, yes? In what capacity, exactly?
Well, I've already told you. She intends to enter the London School of Medicine for women.
How old is she? How much does she already know that might help us?
Well, she's young. Well, I haven't met her myself. Well, not yet. Must you always look so gloomy, Marsham?
My children say it's the moustache. We do not need a young girl of a good family who may or may not decide to train for medicine. We need fully trained staff. Without the presence of Miss Bramwell, for example, we need a second full-time doctor.
I will interview Miss Adler tonight. If she has anything at all about her, she can start straight away. Now, about Nurse Carr. There's something going on there, I think, isn't there?
There is indeed. Nurse Carr has been worked to the point of exhaustion.
No more than that?
Is there something more than that?
Glass of wine before you go, Dr. Marsham?
I think not, Dr. Bramwell.
Mrs. Mills. This way, Miss Adler. Ah, Dr. Marsham. When you have a moment. If you will.
What in the world was that?
This boy is a wonderful advertisement for a race diet. You're doing very well, sir. Remember, only one visitor a day, savvy? Good. That Nurse Carr is Miss Adler, an angel of mercy in a rather silly hat. Would you change the dressing on our friend here?
She's a nurse. That thing's a nurse.
Flowers, Miss Adler?
For the sick room. Dr. Bramwell, I cannot tell you how excited I am at this wonderful opportunity you're giving me. And it's all so romantic. I mean, to come down here into the slums and find such a jewel of a place.
Slums, Miss Adler? Is that what you think of our neighbourhood?
But aren't they slums?
May I introduce you, Miss Adler, Charlotte, Dr. Marsham.
Doesn't always help to call them so. Have you any medical experience at all, Miss Adler?
Oh, I've spent the summer reading just everything with a view to it.
Miss Adler wishes to become a doctor.
Possibly.
You don't speak Chinese by any chance? Never mind. You see that medicine cabinet? You can take a careful inventory of all that's inside there on the shelves, weighing and measuring, and so bring this register, this one here, up to date. Then maybe we'll find you some more heroic deeds to perform.
It's very responsible work, Miss Adler.
Old Mother Mills is leaving. She won't say goodbye.
Excuse me.
Will you excuse me, please?
Flowers?
For the patients. You must be... I see by your uniform that...
My name is Nurse Carr, and the stems of your flowers are wetting my day sheets.
I'm sorry.
Get away from here. Go and get an apron and some cuffs. This is a hospital, miss. You'll see some dirty things here. Go and get an apron.
I've had the time of my life in here and no mistake. So go on, give us a kiss and I'll be off. Oh, look at him blush. Look at him.
You wouldn't want to kiss me, Mrs. Mills?
I never kissed a Scotchman in my life. Anyway, I don't want to see neither of you. Miss old Nursey. Ethel? Come on, girl, come on here.
Not too long, Miss Carr.
Yeah, never mind him. Come on, girl, give us your hand. You got me back on my feet, really and truly. It was you.
Rubbish, making a scene.
It was you. I know what you're going through. No, don't say nothing. But you look after yourself. Look after number one. See if I ain't right. Go on, son. Push your grandma up the street. No! Behave! He's broke me bleeding head! Oh.
Yes, coming. It's medicine. It's just a medicine to help you sleep.
All the trouble I've caused you.
No, you haven't.
I'm not balmy, Eth.
Nobody said you were.
Mrs. Levitsky says I am.
That's all sorted out. Mrs. Levitsky understands. Now, tomorrow, when I go to work, we'll have some more of this medicine, see? You can have a little sleep until I come back.
But I want to be useful.
I don't want you to steal any more things.
I've never stolen in my life. I'm a bit wandery, Eth.
I know. While I'm out, tomorrow, while I'm at work, and you're having your little sleep, I'm going to lock the door. Just while I'm at work. I have to. See?
This is good work, Miss Adler. The drugs register has never been more up to date, wouldn't you say, Miss Carr?
Is she going to walk round to the warehouse for our soap and disinfectant?
I can do, yes, if you tell me where it is.
Will you go with Sidney? Miss Adler can make a start on the ward.
Oh, that'll be very helpful, I'm sure. Sidney!
She does not like me.
I don't think we're going to be about any major surgery today, Miss Adler. I would like you to visit every patient at their bedside and enter their names and addresses and the names of their next of kin. And you can ignore last week and the week before. Just draw a line under all that in the register.
But this is merely clerking, Dr. Marsham.
It's clerking beneath you, Miss Adler.
I came...
Yes, I can quite imagine why you came, but you will be a good girl and do as I say. We have an expression down here in the slums. Every little helps.
Ethel, can I help, dear? Eth, my little baby?
Can I help you?
Where's Nurse Carr?
I'm in charge for the moment. But if you've come to clean, you'd better get on with it.
To clean? Yes, you won't find anyone more house-proud than me. Fight the good fight with all thy might. Christ is thy strength and Christ thy right. Lay hold on life and it shall be.
Your mother's been telling me about the Duke of Wellington's funeral.
I'm taking her home now.
How long has she been like this, Ethel?
We keep ourselves to ourselves, Dr. Marsham.
Is that an answer to my question?
I'll see you tomorrow.
Nurse Carr, I couldn't possibly leave without... I had no idea.
To me? You're apologising to me? This is the woman you need to say you're sorry to.
Then will you let me?
Oh, get out of our way, Miss Adler. We're going home.
Please. Ethel, I was...
My name is Nurse Carr. Come on, Mum.
I was trying to help. Did you tell them that? I was only trying to help. We don't need this, Eth.
I have to go to the shops for a minute.
Yes, but not like this.
I'm only trying to do what is best. You can see that, can't you? I'm only trying to do the best I can.
Thought I could mend the door for you. The lock on the door. Your neighbours upstairs were in the shop last night. They told me what happened. Are we going to talk through the crack again? It's making me eye water.
It's very nice of you, Mr. Collard.
Like I was telling you. Stan.
But maybe tonight.
It won't take 20 minutes. It might help your mother feel safe.
She's fine as she is.
Look, if you want to be off to work, I can just,
Leave us alone.
Oh, enough, for heaven's sake. Did you really suppose you would be immediately assisting in surgery, you silly goose?
Well, of course not. But to run messages and work up registers...
Would you thank Dr. Marsham, and thank you, for sending these papers over?
It was nothing.
And these are the medical texts that you asked for. Miss Adler, Charlotte, small as it is, the Thrift is still a hospital. I was hoping, in fact, the job rather depends upon it, doesn't it? To see some of that early enthusiasm continuing.
Well, I won't take the books if it's all the same.
Charlotte.
Well, I suppose I am rather too low in the scale of things to think about medicine.
Miss Adler's cab is at the door.
A cab? Oh, really, Charlotte?
And he says he's not going a yard further than Savok Bridge.
Go and kick him, Kate. Go and bite him.
Please, sir.
I can easily afford a cab.
She is out of her depth, I'm afraid.
Yes.
What did Marsham's letter say?
He wants me to get rid of her. Oh, don't go, Alice.
You must only do what is best for the hospital, my dear.
Yes.
Robert, Eleanor hasn't gone for good, has she?
I imagine not.
Somebody, quickly!
Who is he?
They call him Mad Mo.
Off the bench.
Found him in the backyard.
He twiddled him thinking he was a piece of trash, which is what he is, I'd say. He smells a bit.
Miss Adler, cut the clothes from this man and give him a bath. Carbolic soap all over. And then shave him. All of him, all over. You can use scissors and a razor, can you?
No job for a lady, I'd say.
Help if you want. Mad Mo who?
Mad Mo. Slept rough ever since I've known him. He's lucky no one could be bothered with him. Nutty as a fruitcake.
Shut that talk. Do you hear me? He is not mad, he's old. That's not a crime, not yet.
Wait while he comes round, then you'll see.
Nurse Carr? Is there something wrong here? Does that look like 390 cc's of opium? It does not. Has Miss Adler made a nonsense of this?
Very likely.
What about the sheets?
What sheets?
She's found... Sidney! 6 sheets are missing from the inventory.
Maybe she can't count.
I think that's all she is good at, Nurse Carr.
Want to see me?
What do you know about this?
Cough mixture?
Don't cheek me, Sonny.
Sorry, I am late. Nurse Carr, could you please help Miss Adler? She seemed to be in some sort of difficulty out there. What's this?
What about the sheets, Sidney? 6 sheets have gone missing.
I never took your ruddy sheets.
But you're in charge of laundering them.
Where are they, boy?
You're saying I stole them? That's a diabolical liberty, that is.
What's this?
Maybe 50 or so cc's of opium. Also missing.
Would you leave us, please, Dr. Marsham?
Look, I never stole nothing, all right? Hand to God, I never stole anything.
Do you not think I should be part of this?
No, I do not.
Looks as though someone's been playing football with him.
How horrible. Why doesn't he speak?
Perhaps the poor devil doesn't have too much to say.
What will happen to him?
The workhouse.
In the asylum.
The asylum?
When you checked the medicine cabinet the other day, Miss Adler, are you quite sure you got things right? Can you remember how much opium we had?
390 cc's.
Turn 'em. One, 2, 3. 390 cc. Sure about that?
I never stole nothing, I'll tell you. You got it in for me. Nurse Carr, tell him it weren't me. Tell him it weren't me.
He hasn't sacked you.
Dr. Marsham, sir.
Marsham?
Sorry to disturb you, sir. It's the poor derelict fellow we admitted today. I have a statement here. I think we should have him committed. Well, we can't keep him in the hospital. I'm afraid that sober or at any rate detoxified. He's a risk to everyone.
Poor fellow. Yes. Anything else?
No, I just wanted him away tonight. Doesn't do it if I'm screaming the shop down.
Marsham, you think I was wrong to sack that boy, Sidney?
Well, he was never my favourite boy.
All the same, you think I was wrong?
In the present situation, Dr. Bramwell, I'm rationing my thoughts. And my thought for this evening is, please, God, let me go home now and take off these boots.
I said I would do anything to look after you, and that's what I've done. I made you a promise. You made me promise, and here we are. I'm a cheat and a liar. What's that to you? Nothing gets through to you any longer. That poor little devil. That poor boy, God forgive me.
Morning.
What happened to him?
Dr. Bramwell and I signed committal orders last night. Would you come into the office, please, Nurse Carr?
They took him away in the middle of the night.
It was for the best. It's hardly the first time, is it?
What did you want to see me about?
It's about your mother.
Mother is fine.
I'm sure she is. I was just thinking, though. must be difficult for you. It's no use looking at me like that, woman. I'm a doctor. I was going to suggest...
Leave us alone. She's all I have. There's no one else. She won't embarrass you again if that's what you're thinking. She won't come back to the Thrift.
What I was going to suggest was a small increase in your wages. It would have to be confirmed by Dr. Bramwell, but say another 3 shillings a week, and that way, perhaps you could... Look here, Ethel, we're out of the same box, you and I. You know what I'm trying to say. With a little more money, maybe you can get someone to look after your mother during the day. For heaven's sake, it's no more than you deserve.
I'll work twice as hard.
Not necessary. We need you here just as you are. We'll do fine. That is...
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Dr. Marsham.
It's all settled then.
It's wonderful.
Then you follow the road along. Next signal on the right.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Carr? What has she done to you?
If your ship has to sail without you, then so it must be. Tomorrow we shall take you over to the Seamen's Mission and see what they can do for you. Dr. Bramwell will go with you. You won't be alone. You'll see. The sun will start shining for you again.
嚟啦嚟啦
What is it now?
懵婆啊
You evil woman.
You've sent for Sidney, haven't you?
Yes.
He's innocent. He doesn't know a thing about it. I took the sheets from the store when he wasn't looking. Soap, disinfectant, Lysol, and about 100 or more cc's of opium.
You're a damn fool, Ethel.
That's me. When Dad died, I was 12. She could have sent me to the box factory. That's where most of us ended up, Reynolds boxes or the dye works. But she had other ideas for me. At one time, she had 3 jobs just to keep us going. Never asked for anything, never complained.
Ethel, you realise what you've done?
Do you think I'm stupid? Well, have you called the police? Isn't that your duty?
Probably.
Nursing's been my life. Let me resign. I'm begging you, Dr. Marsham. Don't let us suffer any more than she has already. We have to stay together. Just let me go and you'll never see or hear from me again.
what?
I've decided not to accept her resignation.
Well, you can relieve yourself of any responsibility in that area. She goes.
She's told to help her mother. She administered a drug to a sick old woman.
I think I can see what is under my nose, Dr. Marsham, but this is a hospital.
That runs on trust.
Precisely.
And I would trust the life of my children to the nursing of that woman. I'm not going to sack her.
Well, what are you going to do? Congratulate her on her enterprise?
I could almost see my way to that, yes.
No, Marsham, no. Theft is theft. Were she to be the best nurse in the country, she has no place here. Good God, man, she stole drugs from that cabinet. She goes. There can be no question about it, surely. She's confessed. And now, presumably, she has offered her resignation in order to avoid police action.
You think so? What I think about Nurse Carr privately is my affair, but I know that we shall be very greatly the weaker without her.
Quite possibly.
We're talking about the Thrift, a tuppenny halfpenny charity hospital in the middle of what Miss Adler calls the slums of London, which that woman, Nurse Carr, serves and loves. Excuse me.
I'm so sorry, Sidney.
Oh, come on now. Don't take on. No hard feelings, eh?
Sorry.
Oh, don't cry, Nurse Carr, don't cry.
Yeah, get in here, you scamp, and get to work. Not a word, Sidney. Not if you value your life.
Charles, Christmas morning. You don't have to scrub the boards clean away, girl.
Mr. Collard.
We don't eat our dinner off it. How's your mom?
Fine.
Come on, then. Swipe 'em up over this. Wind me blinds down for me and shove off.
Thanks.
People don't like it, Ethel. You're the nurse from the Thrift to them. Always will be. They're calling me something rotten for having you scrub my floor.
I need the money, Mr. Collard, and the hours are just right.
They still don't like it, girl. No more than do I. Don't seem right.
What are you doing here?
Popped in for a cup of tea on my way to work.
Do you know, this boy has never heard of the Duke of Wellington?
I know the pub.
Oh, he's a cheeky cat, this one. If you're walking out with my Ethel, young man...
He's not walking out with me, Ma.
I hope not.
Go on, hop it.
Well, fine talk.
What it was, I saw you scrubbing out old Collard's place.
And what's that to you?
Does she know what you're doing?
No, and don't you go around telling anyone else.
Dr. Marsham says he won't replace you till Miss Bramwell comes back. Won't appoint another nurse. Says he won't dream of it. Talk about Rutchins.
Go on, be off with you.
Tell him you want to come back.
That's all over. That was someone else. Take care of yourself.
Oh, no, Riley.
We're going to Ramsgate today.
Are you?
What do you think?
Next time your young man comes at you with a knife, nearly done. Don't stop to argue. Use your legs and run for it.
Well, she says she loves him.
Very commendable. He very nearly killed you for your trouble, Dolly. Bandages, Miss Adler. As tightly as you like.
Yes, Doctor.
And well done. For not fainting.
How is she?
Dolly Ferguson. Dying for love, but only metaphorically. This time at any rate.
Here, from East London.
I've told you, I will oppose appointing a new nurse until your daughter returns. Miss Adler can cope meanwhile.
Miss Adler is, as I'm afraid we have discovered, completely untrained.
I see.
Oh, come on, man, it's dangerous.
That's for you to decide, of course, although I thought you appointed her.
But not as a replacement for Nurse Carr. You really are a remarkably pig-headed individual, Marsham.
People locally don't understand why Miss Bramwell is yet to return. We're losing their trust. They don't like me very much, and they don't know you. They do know and trust Ethel Carr.
And do you? Could you? Ever again?
This is not the East London Dr. Bramwell.
I mustn't be a burden.
You're not. Sidney's going to take you for a walk this morning. A Sunday stroll. You like Sidney?
Who's Sidney?
You'll see.
It's no use trying to get me off with anyone, Ethel. You won't get rid of me that way.
Just while I cook the dinner. A walk will do you good.
Have you found my piano?
No.
Well, that's careless.
I am tired, Ma. I'll look for it while you're out. Well, you can look for it now. Is it here? Is it under the sink? Is it up in Annie's room behind the clock?
I'm trying to help.
I know! Oh.
Dr. Bramwell, sir.
Is he in here?
What the devil?
Won't you come in?
Sorry about this, sir. She got away from me.
It's right, Sidney, it's all right. Kate, would you fetch Mrs. Carr a glass of water, please?
Yes, sir.
Alice, my dear, this is Mrs. Carr.
I've been running, which is good for you. Too many ornaments in this room. Who are you?
Sit down for a moment, Mrs. Carr.
This is Dr. Bramwell. One night, years ago...
You came to my house with your daughter, yes. I remember, Mrs. Carr. On New Year's Eve.
I can clean. I can cook. I was a regular at church until... something happened. But you see how it is. I can't have Ethel scrubbing floors. Oh, dear, no.
Come on, Ma. Let's go home.
Because I mustn't be a burden. I can drive a pony and trap. Double-entry bookkeeping, that's another thing I can do. Ride a donkey. Make bread. Do you know who the Duke of Wellington was?
Yes.
Are you the one who stole my girl's job? Is it you, you stuck-up miss? Why, my Ethel is somebody.
Oh. Mrs. Carr!
My Ethel is everything.
Sidney, you fetch my bag and son. Quick, go!
It's all right, Dr. Bramwell. She hasn't hurt me.
Hurt you? I ought to kill you.
She's under sedation. At the Thrift. I wanted to bring you round there myself.
Take the dinner out of the oven, will you?
Ethel.
Don't say anything, please. Don't say anything.
I came as soon as I heard, Gil.
Have you asked her?
She has no choice. Might go on all right another month, maybe two.
Poor woman.
These papers?
Yes. I hate doing this.
Sign. Let's get it over with.
No, Charlotte. What happens next is irrevocable. Nurse Carr knows that. It's as good as saying goodbye to her mother forever. It's a filthy business.
Then somebody should be with her to help her through it.
Are you that someone, Miss Adler?
Yes. Yes.
This will finish her with medicine forever.
No, this is as far as you go.
Of course.
Name? Matilda Carr.
Come on.
No, 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 no. You can't go through there. No. Please.
Leave me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was good of you to wait. I can't share the cost of the cab, not until next week.
Please.
Well, I was wrong about you.
You don't mean that.
You brought me here today.
That's just money, isn't it? Of course it is. And I know that's what you're really thinking. I'm leaving the Thrift.
Leaving?
Quitting, I think the expression is. I haven't got your courage.
You've hardly started.
That's what everybody will say, of course. Guts, the people down here call it. You haven't got the guts. I haven't. And I'm not proud of that.
Guts.
Patience, then. Forbearance. I hope your mother... I hope she doesn't suffer too much.
How will I ever get to find out? She might as well be dead. I never was so surprised in all my life.
I was just passing. How long have you lived here?
Since my father died. She doted on that man. When he died, she felt she had to sweep and clean the whole world. Sugar, Dr. Bramwell?
I was wondering, well, I hope you don't mind me asking, whether you have enough money.
I have some work, though I am looking for a better position.
Miss Carr.
Yes?
You may have noticed that Dr. Marsham and I occasionally do not see eye to eye.
It does no harm now to say that you've had your moments.
Quite so. I wanted to ask... Oh, by the way, I thought you might like to know. I've heard from my daughter. Still in the country. Still getting on.
That's very nice.
Yes.
I think you were going to say something about yourself and Dr. Marsham.
Yes, of course.
But I'm sure if it's nothing I should hear...
It's this. Something that I'd find very hard to speak to Marsham about and only slightly easier here, face to face. I was wrong about you, Miss Carr. I was quite wrong not to take into account all of your circumstances.
That's all in the past.
But I would like to say I'm sorry. I am genuinely at fault. And I do apologize. Most sincerely. You have another visitor.
You didn't have to say that.
I wanted to. For heaven's sake, Miss Carr, would you please answer the door?
Stan. Dr. Bramwell, this is Mr. Collard.
Pleased, I'm sure.
Likewise. Well, I was just leaving. Excuse me. Thank you. Look, I would like you to think about what I said. Nurse Carr. Mr. Pollard.
Collard.
Collard, quite.
Well, what's he want you to think about?
None of your business. What's this? Derby Day?
I was wondering whether you could get your hat and coat on now. We could go up west.
I see.
Well?
Have a cup of tea, Stanley.
Unless, of course, I'm speaking out of turn.
I want to talk to you.
My oath. Have I ever heard that before?
Well, at least take your hat off in the house.
If you had any strength about you at all, I wouldn't be doing this. And it doesn't fit well with the image of a thrusting young blade. Home life not suiting you, Oscar.
Is that your idea of a professional man? To be lumping crates about like a navvy?
Would you like to look at the wee girl out there? Swallowed a marble and there's no sign of it. Maybe you could scare it out of her.
Very funny.
I thought so.
Now then, what's the problem? See? You swallowed what?